This is Whether or Not.
All right, welcome into this Friday episode of Whether or Not, wrapping up the month of January, getting set to kick off February, and we're putting the winter cold behind us.
Yeah.
Looking ahead to some serious warmth as we head into the start of February and a quick hitting shot of rain.
Yeah, it's not going to last too long, thankfully. It's also going to be through the overnight hours, which is the best part of it. It's going to stay nice and dry today. Temperatures today sitting in the 70s. It's really feeling kind of like spring out there.
It certainly is, and we'll bring in some of those showers. That's going to be the first thing we tell you about here as we take a look at that first alert with that quick hitting rain overnight tonight. As we've been saying for the past couple days, though, in the grand scheme of things, this is kind of a wimp of weather system, and the timing is good, keeping most of us dry. Even through dinner time this evening, the timing kind of narrowing down by a couple of hours and really focusing on a few hours either side of midnight.
Yeah, we'll start to see as 10, 11 o'clock through the PD, we'll start to see some of those showers. A few isolated downpours can't be ruled out, but with this system, it's going to move so quick as we head to that midnight time frame. It's really going to work through the Grand Strand, Horry, Georgetown counties. You are expected to see just a few of those scattered showers. Can't rule out that isolated downpour, but the best part of it, as you're waking up tomorrow morning, likely even going to just see those mostly sunny skies. And it's going to be one of those weekends you're going to want to spend outside because it's probably going to be the best weekend that we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yes, the year is short, but we've had some cold and nasty weekends. This is not going to be the case. First weekend of February looking good with those temperatures for the Grand Strand into the 60s. As we head into Saturday, we'll nudge back a degree or two heading into Sunday, upper 50s to low 60s. But overall, again, compared to how cold it has been through the month of January, this is certainly a nice.
Yeah, you're going to definitely if you can get outside this weekend, I would definitely do so. There's plenty of events to even take part in this weekend.
There are. One of those big events is the Polar Plunge, benefiting the Special Olympics of South Carolina. That is taking place tomorrow. Hugely popular event with a couple of different plunge times coming up at 10:30 and 11:30 tomorrow morning, 12:30 and 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be at the Sands Ocean Club. And even if people aren't plunging, there usually is a nice crowd watching the people plunging.
You're definitely one of those people that watch.
I'm a watcher, not a plunger. No doubt about it.
It looks so much fun, but it also kind of looks miserable.
It does, and I haven't gone back and looked at the history.
Okay.
But I've got a feeling this may be one of the coldest polar plunges we have had in their 20-year history of the polar plunge here in Myrtle Beach. All that cold weather through January and especially last week. Look at that water temperature, 47 degrees. That's
freezing.
Yeah,
that's
ridiculously cold.
I could maybe like jump into a pool at 47 for a polar plunge, but I could never willingly walk into the Atlantic Ocean when the temperature is 47 degrees. It's a great event, but I don't think I could ever do it.
Yeah. Good luck to everybody doing that tomorrow. That is going to be a cold dip, no doubt about it. The other big thing we're watching heading into this weekend, Sunday, it's Groundhog Day.
It's kind of crazy.
Phil.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's already here.
Yeah, coming out to make his prognostication about an early spring or a late winter. We're going to have more on that coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Let's get ready, though, and let's take you coast to coast here as we get set to head into the weekend. We'll start off here in the Northeast, where Friday was a nasty day, but Saturday looking pretty good. Clearing skies, could be some snow showers out towards Nantucket and Cape Cod, a couple of flurries from Buffalo to Rochester into Syracuse. The big story, though, across the Northeast, especially New England, is the cold temperatures.
Yeah, definitely going to be a lot colder. You can notice we're seeing the teens for parts of New York, Binghamton, Rochester, Syracuse, 12 degrees for Burlington. But as you head more south through D.C., even parts of Virginia, we're seeing temperatures a little bit more mild, upper 40s to even some low 50s.
All right, let's take you into the upper Midwest. A little system working its way through Minnesota, bringing some snow there to International Falls, Duluth, down to Minneapolis. Some of that sneaking into the upper peninsula of Michigan. Otherwise, it's not a lot going on here either. Again, all the cold kind of bottled up there near the Canadian border.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit warmer as you head parts of Gulen, Dodge City, McCook. We're seeing the temperatures in the mid-60s, but then you can also notice that harsh line of those cold temperatures sitting in the low 30s to even the upper 30s along the Great Lakes.
All right, let's take you into the Southwest, and as has been the case so far this season, kind of snooze fest here. Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, all looking quiet. A couple of clouds. Any active weather staying well north of that area.
Yeah, but one thing they have been consistent on is that warmer weather, especially throughout this week. Temperatures throughout Texas sitting in the low to mid 70s, Oklahoma seeing the upper 60s, even the upper 70s for parts of Arizona.
And let's finally take you here off to the West Coast. And yeah, for the first time in a long time, a impressive storm system, an atmospheric river, bringing that fire hose of moisture into northern California. San Francisco into Sacramento getting a lot of rain. Then, of course, you head up into the Sierra Mountains. Yeah, places like Tahoe just going to be really cranking in some big snow as we work our way through the weekend. Some of that snow and moisture spreading all the way into the Rockies there from extreme western Colorado, Idaho, parts of Montana, dealing with a good bit of snow.
Yeah, and when it comes to temperatures, you can see that gradient of where that colder air is continuing to sit, where temperatures sitting in the low to mid 40s, 41 for Burns, 43 in Medford. But as we take you to Southern California, still kind of hanging out in that mid 60-degree range.
Yeah, let's take you into the southeast now. You can see as we head into Saturday morning, there's our Friday rainmaker pulling offshore by the time we wake up, leaving in its wake a really nice forecast. As we mentioned, for the weekend, skies are clear through the day on Saturday, and despite the fact that a weak cold front is coming through, temperatures certainly not cold behind it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Temperatures in Florida, we're seeing the low 80s for southern parts of Florida, and then we're continuing to see the upper 60s, 66 for Montgomery. But as we take you to even parts of western North Carolina, kind of holding on to that cooler air where we're sitting at 59 for Asheville.
Yeah, and some good news coming out of western North Carolina. Of course, McDowell County has been the site of those impressive wildfires the past couple of days. Crews continuing to fight the North Fork fire. It's burning areas off of Highway 221, spread to around 200 acres, currently about 20% contained. That area was heavily damaged by Helene and all of those dying trees and dry air and strong wind, leading to a lot of fuel for those fires to burn. And we also have another fire there, the Crooked Creek fire.
Yeah, the Crooked Creek fire is now contained just days after officials said it was burning out of control. Fire quickly spreaded due to the high winds and dry conditions in the area around Bat Cave Road, south of Old Fort, forcing a mandatory evacuation. That evacuation has now been lifted and people have been able to return to their homes.
All right, so some good news there coming out of western North Carolina, and they're also going to pick up on some of that rain as we head into the overnight hours tonight. We'll wrap up our Southeast Coast to Coast segment with a look at New Orleans. Of course, a lot of chat about New Orleans over the past week with the historic snowstorm last week. Yeah, no such thing as we head into next week. Beautiful weekend, 60s to near 70. Temperatures up into the 70s, and Mardi Gras season in full swing there in New Orleans. And this may be my favorite story of the day.
Yeah, for sure. National Weather Service in New Orleans sent the National Weather Service in Anchorage, Alaska, a king cake due to the fact that New Orleans has seen more snow than Anchorage has seen. Anchorage has only seen 2.4 inches of snow in January compared to New Orleans, who has seen 8 inches of snow in January.
Yeah, who would have ever thought that New Orleans had more January snow than Anchorage, Alaska? That is just crazy. But it always goes to show, one thing I always say is how Mother Nature balances herself out.
Yeah.
If all the cold and moisture is in one place, somewhere else is going to be warm and dry. And that's what they've seen so far this winter there across Alaska. Now that we're going into February, that pattern is flipping. New Orleans going to be more New Orleans with 70s. It's looking cold and snowy.
Looking a lot colder.
Looking really cold and really snowy as we head into the month of February. We've been talking about Groundhog Day coming up on Sunday. Let's jump into it here. And this is kicking off our Friday Happy Hour segment. Groundhog Day actually has its origins in Pennsylvania, Dutch and German superstition.
Yeah, and if the groundhog sees its shadow, that means 6 more weeks of winter. However, if the groundhog does not see its shadow, you're expected to get an early spring.
All right. Well, you know, there's more than Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
A couple of other ones around the country. Staten Island Chuck, Sir Walter Wally. Do you know where that one is?
No.
In Raleigh, North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard of Staten Island Chuck many times, but I've never heard of Sir Walter Wally.
Yep. Sir Walter Wally, that's a mouthful. That is the groundhog up in Raleigh. And General Beauregard Lee.
I couldn't even guess where that is.
Is in Atlanta.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was
same
going to
premise
say
though.
Florida, but then I was like, that doesn't seem right at all.
Well, let's see how the groundhog stacks up to us for this Friday Happy Hour, and it's not good. 39% accurate.
No, less
Not very good,
less
yeah.
accurate than a coin flip.
Yeah, you could flip a coin and be more accurate than the groundhog.
I feel like I could be more accurate guessing what Jamie's going to wear to work than Puxatawny Phil guessing if it's going to be winter or spring.
Am I that predictable?
Maybe.
Wow. All right.
Maybe I've just gotten to know you.
But here's the kind of the fun thing.
It's the favorite time of the year.
This is kind of fun. It's basically like Christmas all over again because Sunday is Groundhog Day.
And then
But it kicks off a weather-themed holiday trifecta.
is Monday a holiday? It should be. But Monday, Jamie's birthday is here, so we get to celebrate him turning 1 year older.
1 year older, exactly. I'll be turning 35. We'll follow that up on February 5th with National Weather Person's Day. Do you have your Weather Person's Day tree up yet?
No, I do not. This is technically like my first official weather person's day being a meteorologist.
Oh,
Because
have you
last time this year I was in school.
Have you registered for the gifts?
No, I didn't know
And
that.
you don't have your Weather Person's Day tree up?
Yeah, so.
You don't know how this works.
So
yeah, the trifecta of weather holidays.
Yeah, kicking it off. Having a good start to the February month. Warm weather, weather trifecta. Get to celebrate you.
And celebrate meteorologists.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact history, but Weather Person's Day has been around a while.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of a general appreciation for the job that meteorologists across the country do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How fun is that?
It is awesome. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So that's pretty good Friday happy hour.
Yeah,
know
I love
I'm
it.
Gonna be, I know I'm going to be celebrating
A happy hour.
all of the holidays
Birthday
in happy hour.
happy hour for Jamie is his
And
plan
Groundhog Day.
every single day.
Yeah.
And Groundhog Day
Yeah,
celebrating
so-
happy hour.
And also accepting gifts for all
Yes.
3 holidays.
Weather person's day happy hour for sure.
Yes, yes. So that's going to do it for this Friday episode
Yeah, it's been
of
fun.
Whether or Not. A fun one, Friday happy hour again. You're actually going to be back some more next week.
I am. I'll be joining Andrew. Jamie's going on vacation.
Yeah.
It was fun to be with you this week. I
Yeah,
definitely
I think
had a
I'm
lot
doing
of fun.
one episode next week, and then you're going to be
Oh.
standing in for me.
Yeah,
I
well,
think. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll be
anyway,
here.
it's been a fun Friday. Make sure you get out there and enjoy the weekend, and we will see you back here next week on Whether or Not.
Have a good one.